Hi YouTube, it's Catherine Michelle. I wanted to give you an update on the David Crowley case. I sent a letter to the Attorney General of Minnesota. Her name is Lori Swanson, and I have received a response letter from her office. The letter I wrote to her, I will read that to you. It says, Dear Attorney General Lori Swanson, I have been researching the case of David Crowley for a few months now and have come across some startling information that was not taken into account before the police of Apple Valley determined this case to be murder-suicide. The information came from the lab report titled Report on the Examination of Physical Evidence by the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. It is lab report number S15-00662, report number 4. The report goes over the bullets/fragments/casings found in the Crowley residence. The report shows for several of the items collected and tested, a mixture of 2 or more individuals was found. The lab determined blood does not match David Timothy Crowley or Rania Crowley. The report goes on to show there were 6 bullets/fragments/casings that were tested. According to the police reports, there was an additional bullet found which was lying on the floor. It had not been fired through the gun, but appeared to have been either dropped or ejected due to being jammed inside the barrel. While going through this report, all 6 bullets/fragments/casings were accounted for, and the results are as follows. 3 bullets/fragments only contain Kamel Crowley's blood DNA. 1 bullet/fragment contains a mixture of 2 or more individuals and matches Rania Crowley, but does not match David or Kamel. 1 bullet/fragment found in the south basement wall contains no DNA profile. 1 bullet/fragment found a month later contained male DNA that matched David Crowley. This is fragment number 57. The report clarifies by saying blood was not detected on item 57, however, a sample was collected from item 57 S57-1. The bullet fragment, item 57, and the testing of the sample, item 57-1, clearly show this bullet did not go through David Crowley's body. This bullet did not pierce David Crowley's skull. It is not the bullet that killed David Crowley. The bullet that killed David Crowley is not mentioned. It was not found. It could not be tested. The bullet that killed David Crowley was not in the house. This leaves a few possible conclusions. Either David Crowley was killed someplace else, or whoever committed these murders kept the casing and fragment. It is physically impossible for David Crowley to have shot himself in the head, taken the fragment and the casing, hide them somewhere outside the home, walk back into the house, lie down on the floor, position his body, and then die. There are other sources to back up David Crowley being innocent. The autopsy reports show the decomposition of the body puts their death at 10 days at most, probably closer 4 to 7 days. David Crowley's friends and family were at odds with him over various issues, and one of them, Sean Wright, even told David Crowley in a Facebook post that David Crowley needed to call him. Why? Because if David Crowley released the trailer to The Rise, it would send Sean Wright to prison. There was a knife found at the scene, along with missing limbs. The knife contains blood DNA from David, Kamel, and Rania Crowley, yet this was never looked into as to why and how the blood came to be on the knife. The back door was open. The police state there were no signs of forced entry and no one else could have committed these crimes, yet the back door is open. The writing on the wall, Allahu Akbar in blood, does not match David Crowley's handwriting. The lab techs took photos of David's writing and his A's are clearly different, yet no handwriting analysis was done to see whose handwriting matched the writing on the wall. There were several samples to choose from. No other person was considered a person of interest from the beginning, not even those whose behavior was suspicious. David Crowley told Sean Wright in November 2014, "If I end up dead, I'm not suicidal." These are but a few of the inconsistencies found during my investigation on the case. However, they are all moot, as the bullet that killed David Crowley was not found in the residence and has not been found. I will attach a copy of the lab report referenced. I'm asking you to reopen this case and declare David Crowley as being the one who murdered his family. Now, I heard back from the Attorney General's office in a letter dated May 22nd. And they state Dear Ms. Michelle, I thank you for your correspondence received on May 15, 2018. You have been researching the case involving the deaths of David Crowley, his wife, and his daughter in Apple Valley. You state that based on your research, you have concerns regarding the police department's determination that this was a murder-suicide perpetrated by Mr. Crowley. You have asked the investigation of this case reopened. While this office has no authority over criminal investigations by municipal police departments, I can tell you the following, which I hope will be helpful. First, in Minnesota, the legislature deleted the authority to delegated. Let me start that over. First, in Minnesota, the legislature delegated the authority to investigate criminal matters to the county sheriff and, in some circumstances, the municipal police department. It did not delegate any such authority to this office, nor did it delegate any authority to supervise the agencies or to oversee their investigations. The Apple Valley Police Department is the agency in charge of investigating this matter. Accordingly, you may wish to contact the Apple Valley Police Chief as follows. And then they give the name. And I don't know how to say his name. I will butcher it, and I don't want to do that. Second, the Dakota County Attorney's Office is responsible for prosecuting felony-level crimes in Apple Valley. In some circumstances, the county attorney may request a law enforcement agency to initiate or continue an investigation. You may wish to contact the county attorney as follows, and then gives their name. And then they state, I thank you again for your correspondence. There's the letter. So I was grateful they responded. And our next step, I guess, will be to contact them, or, we're not going to give up. I won't give up. I'm going to continue writing everybody I can. And below this video, you're going to find a link to the David Crowley Research Project. We are looking to collect 1,000 signatures, more if we can get them, but right now we're aiming for 1,000. And what this petition states is, the bodies of David, Camille, and Rania Crowley were discovered in their homes on January 17, 2015. Since then, questions surrounding the case regarding David's presumed guilt have been increasing. After years of research and endless nights without sleep, we have found that what most would consider proof of David's innocence in the lab reports, inconsistencies throughout the investigation and evidence, lack of proof of David's guilt, and all-around mistakes relating to this case that was deemed a murder-suicide. The injustices this family has endured since their deaths are astounding. Please join us in letting the Apple Valley Police Department, the Dakota County Attorney, and any and all news agencies that will listen to know we believe David Crowley should never have been charged with this crime. We are also asking for the chief, again, I can spell his name, but I can't pronounce it, to clear David Crowley of murder and reopen the case in order to free up the resources to look for evidence which either proves David is guilty because we can't find one piece of evidence to support the claim, or start the search for the real killer or killers of the Crowley family. And this is where we are right now. And please take the petition, sign it, forward it to everybody you know, put it on your Facebook pages, your Twitter accounts, even emails, whatever, contact family, friends, anybody and everybody who believes in the innocence of David Crowley. And we ask that you have them sign this petition, because I'm going to attach this petition with everybody's signature along with a letter that is going to state everything that was put to the Minnesota State Attorney, the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota, as well as other information that has been found by people who are part of the Facebook page Justice for David Crowley and Family. There is so much information. What everybody is finding it's astounding. It just takes up pages and pages of writing, and I can't just put it all into one video. So please sign the petition. Help us to get this out there to the news and to try to get the police department to reopen this case and help them. We want them to understand that they came to a rush judgment. Everything we have found, and we have gone and investigated what they say they use as proof that David did this. We have found proof to prove it didn't happen, and it couldn't have happened, and it's wrong. Maybe they were overwhelmed. I can't imagine what those police officers went through when they first walked into that house to find 3 bodies, and especially that of a young child. They had to have been overwhelmed. There's no other way to be but be overwhelmed to walk into something like that. And why they came to the rush judgment, there's a news article that states from the Pioneer Press, I do believe, that says that the chief said that he knew within 2 hours. Some people say that he actually meant to say within 2 days. That doesn't matter. 2 hours or 2 days? That should never have been. They didn't even have the reports back. And when the reports came back, clearly showing that David's blood isn't even really in the house, other than on the magazine that has somebody else's print on it, they should have stopped right there and should have said, okay, we were investigating this from a wrong direction. We need to go back and start over. But I don't see anywhere where that happened. Instead, they stuck to their guns and they stuck to their initial opinions without any evidence. We have evidence. They gave us the evidence that proves David is innocent. So please help us to clear this man's name. Thank you.